Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Sunday services at Center for Spiritual Living, Denver. We are a loving and prospering community in the heart of Denver and online. We now conduct hybrid services, continuing our transmissions online weekly, as well as meeting in person on the first and third Sunday of each month at the historic Grant Avenue Community Center and Sacred Place, located at 216 South Grant Street, Denver, Colorado. All are welcomed here. A place, space, and face of love. We are a spiritual community practicing universal principles that enrich our lives. We are grateful that you have blessed us with your presence. While online, we'd love to know you're watching with us. Feel free to leave a comment and let everyone appreciate you. With everything going on, life can feel overwhelming. CSL Denver wants you to know we are here for you. Please know that our practitioners are available for personal prayer work. Our licensed spiritual practitioners' names and phone numbers are available on our website at csldenver.org. Or if you have a prayer request, feel free to email it to info@csldenver.org. For your convenience, you'll find clickable links in the description of this broadcast. Rev El Zia, along with all our guest speakers, practitioners, service coordinators, and musical inspirations, want you to know how truly grateful we are that you are with us today. Thank you for your continued support and participation in our services, workshops, and events, as well as providing financial contributions to our center. If you're interested in upcoming events and information, we send out weekly newsletters. Sign up by visiting www.csldenver.org. Presently, on the first and third Sundays of every month, we deliver services in a hybrid format where we meet in person at 216 South Grant Street. We will also continue to live stream all services on Facebook and YouTube every Sunday. Find us on our respective channels as well as on New Thought Media Network. At the conclusion of our service, we welcome you to connect in fellowship. Join us in person on the appropriate Sundays or on Zoom every week. If this will be your first time joining us online, please send an email to info@csldenver.org with fellowship in the subject line. We'll reply with the Zoom link. Again, thank you for your precious attention. Now prepare for engaging enlightenment.
Presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this
Good morning. Time for our prayer. Close your eyes if you wish and go within, knowing that the presence of God, Spirit, Source, whatever we may call it, is here within us, around us, through us, and as us. And as we begin the sacred service, we know that this is the time when we feel most at home, safely, safe, secure, and accepted for who and what we are. This is a blessing unto the congregation, everyone who is present here, and those who are not. A blessing from Reverend Elzia, Reverend Robert, Diego, Alice, and of course, each and every practitioner in Science of Mind in the Denver Church of Religious Science, or CSL Denver, as it is now known. And with great gratitude, I release my feelings, my gratitude to all who have come together to celebrate this magnificent day. And together, I release my prayers and we say, and so it is, so I let it be. Amen. And the reading today follows our topic of roots and wings. There are only two lasting bequests that we can hope to give our children, roots and wings, and only in the home, wrote Harding Carter, journalist and author of When Mainstream Meets the River. Brené Brown, in her book, Braving the Wilderness, The Quest for True Belonging and the Courage to Stand Alone, says, in its ideal, home is the place where we can be our authentic, imperfect selves and know that we are seen, loved, and accepted just the way we are. Home, at its best, gives us a sense of rootedness, a feeling of familiarity, safety, and belonging. The stability established by that safety and belonging creates a launching pad that allows us to spread our wings and take flight. We feel free to venture out and be our authentic selves, knowing home is always a safe place to land. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, in Living the Science of Mind, stated, we are all carrying the negative experiences of our past into the future merely because we have not disconnected them from our mind. If we are creating a negative future, it is because we have not changed that thought about it. And in Creative Mind, he said, wake up. Your word is all powerful. Your thought is infinite. Your destiny is eternal, and your home is everlasting heaven. Realize the truth. And so it is. And now for Jami Lula.
Good morning, CSL Denver. My name is Jami Lula. For those of you that don't know me, I am so grateful to be celebrating with you, Reverend Z, all the ministers, practitioners from your community. It's been a while since we've gathered. I look forward to gathering in person with you soon. Thank you for having me. Bless you, bless you, bless you. as we step out of where we come from, walking tall in who we've become. Being seen for all that we are is just one part of our love. I see you and you see me. We welcome each other to our destiny. All that we're here to express and nothing less. We're here to share our brilliance. Oh, I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. A safe place to land. I am your safe place to land. So we're walking in our new garden that we came here to cultivate, out of seeds that we'd planted long ago, out of winds and changing fate. I see you and you see me. We welcome each other to our destiny. All that we're here to express, nothing less. We're here to share our brilliance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance. Safe place to land. I am your safe space to land. So we're grateful for all that we've been through, 'cause it brought us to where we are. And we wouldn't have wanted something else to replace this loving heart. I am you and you are me. We're grateful for all that we are here to be, all that we're here to express, and nothing less. We dedicate and you bless. Oh, I am your safe place to land. You are my safe space to land. We've made a great place to dance.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Jami Lula, safe place to land. Thank you, dear one. Thank you so much for bringing that forward. I have always loved that song. Always loved that song. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you, Denver, CSL, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, for having me back. So grateful to be with you. I always love the opportunities I get to visit with you, both online, virtually, like here today, and like last week at the Grant Center in person, and able to hug y'all and say hello. Folks, I really do encourage you, if you're part of this community, make it a point to come join us on a Sunday morning when we're in person and live and hanging out at the Grant Center. It's a great experience. Come join us for that. That happens on the first and the third Sunday of every month. So, all right. And here we are. Well, this is the second Sunday of the month. Here we are, November, Living Everyday Wonder. And our theme this month, out of this annual theme, has been home. And today is all about roots and wings. Yes, roots and wings. It reminds me of how our history influences our future. And if you imagine with me a very well-rooted tree, then the tree and the roots are the history that keep us grounded, to keep everything locked in and keep everything standing upright. And if it weren't for the roots and if it weren't for the tree, well, the birds wouldn't be able to take flight now, would they? And we are those birds. We are those birds that get a chance to take flight and bring forward into the world a greater expression of spiritual living. So those that know me know that I love to play with the words that are given to us in all this. So living everyday wonder, and that's the word that jumped into my head. I wanted to look that up. Surprise mixed with admiration. That says it. Surprise mixed with adoration. So as we look at our roots and our wings this week, I encourage you to have that place of being willing to be surprised. And then as you do, and that's not just today, but throughout the entire week, and then as you do, be willing to have admiration for those surprises. To kick back and relax and say, wow, this is pretty cool, the way this all works. Now, we're talking specifically when in home about roots and wings, and we have to ask ourselves, is home a safe place? Is home a place where I feel like I belong? We're going to answer those questions today. We're going to answer other questions today. And one of the things I want us to all remember is, and this is by Ernest Holmes, it was a quote from Ernest that was then reprinted in the Science of Mind magazine back in 1998. All our reactions to life are related to our spiritual convictions. We cannot escape this. Just as a child needs to have confidence in their parents, so we all have the same confidence in the power that is greater than we are. We must, as spiritual beings living on an ever-changing and ever-evolving planet, I believe we must have that conviction of recognizing that the divine oneness that is everywhere present, that is acting as our lives and all lives, is greater than we are. And so we're not using it, it is using us to accomplish amazing things. And we have to ask, is the place we call home truly safe? Yeah, I want us to remember, when we look at our transition, at some point, if the answer to the question is no, the home I'm in does not feel safe, then we want to have a conversation about that. We want to do something about that. If you look back on your life and say, well, where I am now is safe, but places I've been before haven't felt so safe, then that's okay. We can learn from that, but we don't want to carry that belief pattern forward. One of our leading thought leaders of the planet, Albert Einstein, the most important decision is whether we believe we live in a friendly or a hostile universe. If I live in a friendly universe, even the times where things don't appear to be going my way, even where sometimes things might seem to be unsafe, I stand at choice. We always have choice, right? We're always at choice. You always have the opportunity to make it up a little differently. So when we're in those places where it feels like it's unsafe, well, all I really have to do is turn back to that remembrance and say, okay, hold on. I believe in a friendly universe. I believe the universe is working on behalf of the great vision that is my life, that is the lives of everyone around me. So regardless of the momentary experience, I believe we are part here to take a look at that further afield, to look further down the field, to be in a place where what's happening tomorrow, well, has very little influence any longer. And I know that might sound a little different, because I started this talk by saying our history influences our future. And it's true. You cannot be who you came here to be without having been who you have always been. Get that? You cannot be who you came here to be without having been who you always have been. In his song today, Safe Place to Land, Jami Lula talks about it. Grateful for all that we've been through because it has brought us to where we are. Grateful for all that we've been through because it is what brought us to where we are. If you imagine the roots of a tree, sure, there's scars. There's places where fires went through when the tree was young, and there's places where animals maybe gnawed at the roots a little. There's places where even the trunk of the tree has seen damage and it has been scarred in one way or another. And the tree would not be what it is if it hadn't gone through all that it went through. Grateful all that we've been through because it brought us to where we are. And where we are is defining what home feels like. Where we are is in the season of gratitude and celebration. We're right there, folks. 6 weeks, 7 weeks, we're done. 2022 in the books, sign it off. Close that journal and let's move into the new. No, I do not have a nice rhyming little thought for what 2023 will be. Ooh, but those things will come soon enough, folks. We're in the season of gratitude and celebration, and I want us to celebrate and be grateful for the home that we have, whatever that might be, wherever we might call home right now. Perhaps for some, that's a college dorm. Perhaps for some, that's not under a roof. The journey begins with gratitude and the sense of celebration for what we already have, because what we have is an outpicturing of the consciousness that we already developed previously. Remember, the forms of our lives are nothing more than outpicturings of a previous conscious and a previous conscious belief in who we are and what we're allowed to have and how our life evolves and in how things emerge in our lives. So we have to celebrate what we have because that's what we believe we're capable of, or that's what we believe we deserve, or that's what we believe we can have. But in that same moment, in this same season of gratitude and celebration, all of that opens the possibility for what we desire, for the home we desire, for the people we desire to have in our lives. Maybe starting a family, desiring to have children. Maybe watching children go off to school and desiring to have a different experience. Each one of us, when we come from that place of celebrating and a place of gratitude, not just for what we have, but for what shall be. Grateful before it even starts. Grateful before it even starts. Some of you may know that my wife and I and my family, we moved homes during the COVID pandemic. And a big part of that was economical, and a big part of that was the shift that was going on in the world and different things. And it's been almost 2 years that we've been in the current home we're in. And we're ready for that next move. And some might say that it's not the right time. And some might say, well, the market's in a weird space and rents are up or rents are down, mortgages are up or mortgages are down, the Fed's doing this, the Fed's doing that. These are all conditions. The key to having the life we truly desire, the key to living these principles is to practice them. And so while both my wife and I recognize that right now in this season, between now and the end of the year, is not the time of the year we want to move. We know that's not going to happen till January, February, maybe March, we'll see. And what we're doing right now is we're spending the time taking tours of homes, looking at what's available on the market, paying attention to what's going on around us so that we can gain a great sense of clarity about what we do want and what we don't want, what we do desire and what we don't desire. And that's what I call the home within. We come to a place where we recognize that when it is absolutely right, the perfect house will be there, because we are right now spending time in our consciousness envisioning that home. We are right now listening more deeply than ever before to what it is that will best serve our family moving forward, because this is not a 6-month decision. This is a place where we get to prepare ourselves for the future that we're creating. Knowing full that well that as we continue to follow the vision, the great vision for who we are and who we want to be, then the needs, the desires, the resources show up. Everything necessary happens to just reveals itself. So we're doing the work in consciousness and in form, not just sitting around praying, oh, it's all going to happen in good time and it's all going, getting really, really clear. No, don't like the layout of those types of house. Don't like that layout. I like this part of it. This didn't quite work. And that way we have a absolutely clear picture. And then therefore, when we see that right listing, boom, it's done. And it's not and it's not even a question, and it's not even a trouble, and there's no effort whatsoever necessary to fulfill that. We prepare ourselves for the future we are creating by being open and willing, grateful for the home that we have, excited for the home we desire, but resting assured in the home that is within. That deep, deep sense of assurance that everything's happening just as it must, that the divine mandate for our lives is providing us with a safe place to land. Where is it in your life that you can feel the call of the divine beckoning you into something new, into spreading your wings in a new way? Knowing that the roots, the tree of your life, of your family, of your spiritual community will always be there. The house we do live in right now is across the street from a big, big, huge old cottonwood tree here in Arvada. Well over 100 feet tall. And if those that know cottonwood trees know that sometimes a lot of those high branches have some strength to them, but they're dead by now. And the big cottonwood across the street is a great perch for raptors. And my family and I have gotten to watch some amazing displays of aerial acrobatics by not only the raptors in the area, but the smaller local birds that try to chase them off. One night we were sitting out to dinner in the backyard, noticed a vulture in the tree and took a closer look, and there were 15 of them all hanging out up in this tree waiting. The other day we saw a furry-legged hawk take light and land on the branch. They have the bird's eye view to recognize that from up there, they see what we don't see coming down here. And when the time is right, they drop off the branch, open their wings, and away they go. And we are that same way, folks. And I really believe that that is what, 2023 is going to be all about. Spreading our wings, willing ourselves to take flight, not to fly away, but to take flight into the future, to take flight into a future of a world that works for all, a place where we honor the deep introspection of our spiritual practices, visioning, meditation, journaling, the various offshoots of all of those, spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer. All of our practices lead us to a place where we get to envision the future we truly desire, where we live in the wonder, in the surprise and admiration for what's showing up in our lives, and not just what we call home from the physical world and the physical experience, but what we call home in the spiritual, in the mental and the emotional, in the people of our lives. And that's why I encourage you to come be with us when we get together as family in person, where we can say hello and hug or not, where you can wear a mask or not, where you can be you, where you can be. And I really believe Center for Spiritual Living is Denver is being called to be something unique and different in the world of spiritual community. Many years ago, I heard a minister use a quote. He said, "Let the vision for your life be so strong that it becomes the rock upon which you build your life." And I think that's where Center for Spiritual Living Denver is right now. You are being called to let the vision for a spiritual community in Denver, Colorado, you are in a process of making that, embracing that vision so strong that it becomes the rock upon which this community shall flourish and grow and expand and serve far into the future. Right now, with all that we're experiencing in the world, with all we're experiencing in this country, right now, I think it most important for communities to be creating safe spaces. A safe space to land for those that are still awash and feeling lost in the pandemic and its aftermath. A safe space to land for those that just need a chance to breathe and rest before stretching their wings again. A safe space to land to give those that are ready to soar to greater heights an even greater perch from which to view the landscape ahead. You are all that. You are a safe place for people to love. You are a safe place for people to dance. You are a safe place for people to pray. And I believe you are a place where we may all witness and perhaps even serve a grand reemergence of this healing philosophy called New Thought in one of the cradles of its birthplace, Denver, Colorado. And as you amongst innumerable individuals and communities across this city and state, as you do just that, witness and serve the reemergence of this powerful healing philosophy called New Thought, well, then that vibration, that ripple, that has to go out and encompass the entire planet. This is the cradle in which New Thought was born. And it is so amazing that here 100+ years later, we're circling back around to a call to serve as a demonstration of the healing power of our minds.
And so this week, your call to action, this week, that which I beckon you to do is schedule time with a practitioner. Their names and numbers are on the website. Or if you use a different practitioner in another part of a community, that's fine too. Take time as we enter into this holiday, this season of gratitude and celebration. Take time to check in with your higher self. Get with thee a practitioner. Get thee to a practitioner. In today's age, you don't even have to get in the car and go down to your church. In today's age, you get on a Zoom call or even just a regular old-fashioned phone call. People still do phone calls. Do you still make phone calls? I do occasionally. Get thee to a practitioner and envision the life you truly desire. And let that rock, let that vision be the rock upon which you build your work, your life, your ministry, your church, your community. Let the vision be your rock. And get thee to a practitioner. Folks, I love you. I'm so grateful to be with you, to share in this way. And so as we answer this call to be our authentic selves, I'm going to invite you to join me in prayer as we close our eyes and come to a place of knowing. A place of knowing that there is truly only one power, one presence, one infinite intelligence that's moving and breathing and having its being as all of life. One self-existing cause that is forever taking on form and abandoning that form in order to take on new form. The oneness revealing itself as my life perfectly, reveals itself as your life perfectly, reveals itself as all life perfectly. And so everyone, everywhere is part of this one life we call God, we call the divine, we call it George, call it whatever name, imagine it by whatever icon, the Godhead within, the divine source, the energetic vibration, the everything and the no thing, revealing itself in miraculous ways. As we come together to envision a world that works for all, as we come together to envision a world where I am free and able to give of my gifts and my skills and my talents, a world where I am standing witness and standing in service to the reemergence of new thought as a healing philosophy here in the very crucible upon which that philosophy was born. Grateful to be present to what is occurring right here and right now. Grateful to be in the place of celebrating. Grateful to be in the place of gratitude. Grateful to be witness, to be aware of the ever unfolding evolution of human consciousness on this planet. And then from that consciousness is born a new vision, a new demonstration, a new manifestation, something different. A new way of being as a community, as an individual, as family, as all of it. I'm in this moment thrilled to recognize this community, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, as a safe place to land. And from that, a safe place to launch. A safe place to land and a safe place to launch out into the world with this mighty, mighty philosophy we call New Thought, with the mighty principles and practices of this Center for Spiritual Living, launching out into the next and the new and the beyond and what's even beyond that and the greater even beyond that, into the greater yet to be. That is what we do this day. Launch ourselves from this place called home, from these mighty roots, from this strong and mighty tree. We take flight. We launch we lift our wings and launch ourselves as individuals, as a collective community, into the everlasting, ever great future, and call it good. And rest assured that all is well, that everything necessary for the fulfillment of this vision is coming into our lives exactly as it is necessary. Rippling with that vibrational excitement, knowing the truth revealing itself as each one that hears these words and as this sacred, dynamic, spiritual community. Life is good. And I am grateful to know this truth, to recognize this truth, to recognize God's already operating upon this truth, that this word is already taking form and shape, that the divine universal one is already acting upon this word. So from that sense of gratitude, I get myself out of the way. I take my bloated nothingness out of the divine circuits, releasing all attachment to how and when and why, and resting in the deep knowingness that God's got this. So I let it be. I let God do what God does. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you, dear ones. I'm Reverend Robert Brzezinski with the New Thought Media Network. I love you. You're amazing. I cannot wait to be with you again. Until then, I wish you peace and richest blessings. Bye now.
Thank you, Reverend Robert. Very powerful talk. And we also are so very grateful for you and for your support and New Thought Media Network support of CSL Denver to help us keep our doors open. And now it is time for our offertory. And we are so grateful and blessed for everyone's support of Center for Spiritual Living Denver, whether it's in time, treasure, or talent, and especially during these times of change. Whether this is your first time joining us or you are a returning community participant, we want to thank you for your continuing financial support of the important work we are striving to provide. Right now, there are several ways you can make your financial contribution to Center for Spiritual Living Denver. This information is running along the bottom of the screen. You can either do text to give, you can go onto our website at www.csldenver.org and click on the donate button, or you can write a check and mail it to our P.O. box. And all of these numbers are rolling along the bottom. So right now, please repeat with me our usual affirmation and take your gift, or even not, just your hands on your heart, and just really feel this affirmation. This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all that it touches. Freely I give and joyously I receive. And you are all truly a perfect gift for us, for CSL Denver, and for yourselves and for the world. And so now we have just a few announcements. Our usual virtual fellowship on Zoom is this morning, and we would love for you to come join us and let us know how you're doing. If you did not receive the Zoom invitation earlier this morning, please send an email to info@csldenver.org and mention fellowship, and I'll send you a Zoom invitation right away. And all of us here at CSL Denver are excited that we're able to have our services in person on the first and third Sundays of every month. And we're very excited about our new home in the historic Grant Avenue building at 216 South Grant Street, Denver. We would like to let the surrounding neighborhood know that we're meeting in person too. So next Saturday, November 19th at 12 o'clock noon, several of us are meeting in the parking lot of the building in order to canvass the neighborhood and put information about our upcoming services on neighborhood doors. If you're interested in helping us do this, please give Rumi Engineer a call at 303-347-2356, just to give him a heads up and let him know that you'll be joining us. This should take no more than an hour, and we would love to have your help. And if you would like to hear some good news of the world to offset some of the other stuff going on, we have a link on our Facebook page called And Now the Good News. This program is put together by New Thought Media Network and airs on Fridays at 5 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time, or you can watch these anytime Center for Spiritual Living Denver Facebook page and click on any post that says, "And now the good news." And also, New Thought Media Network has over 40 hours of weekly broadcast programs, including prayer time at 8:15 a.m. and p.m. every day, Wisdom of the Mystics, and Your Doula for Grief, along with New Thought Radio, to name just a brief few. We invite you to go to www.ntmedia.org and check out what they have. There's something for everyone. Meanwhile, we hope you have a wonderful week. We're closing in on the end of 2022, as Reverend Robert said, and just know right here and right now that 2022 is blessed and perfect in all that is, as we move forward into 2023, knowing that it will hold the highest and best for each and every one of us. We love you, and just know that you have a wonderful week and take care of yourselves, and we hope to see you soon. So let's close out with Michael Gott singing "I Release and I Let Go."
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. You gotta let it all go. And this is what you have to say.